I can't hold it. I keep getting the giggles.
I used to be able to do this like this, but every time I do it, I get like funny quaky eye.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lunchtime Lockdown. How are you, Penny?
Do you know what? I was feeling flat today, and then I watched Canada's Drag Race. It really did nothing for me. But our little chat has perked me up. How are you, Penelope Murphy?
Oh, darling, I'm not too bad. I had a very late night last night after we went to your drag queen bingo.
Please call my brand name. Gender Bender Bingo.
Gender Bender Bingo.
I'll get sued by an entrepreneur. I'll get sued.
I've already got the giggles. So, yeah, we had an amazing time at the Port Point Hotel at Gender Bender Bingo. Get your tickets now.
Oh, thank you for that plug, Dan. It was lovely to have you there.
Oh, we loved it. I haven't been for a long time, so it was really, really good to go.
It's weird. Yeah, it's weird being back in the clubs. I mean, every week is a little bit different. I mean, I think we thought we were going to get shut down again, or we were going to get like reduced in numbers. That hasn't happened. Last night, I must say that people were really, really well behaved as far as social distancing. Week before, they got a bit wild.
Well, everybody seemed to be. They were rowdy, but they were sitting in place. They weren't wandering around being crazy.
Yeah, I think they showed this in England, like the day England opened up, and then there were like people like passion and walking down the street, bumping into people because they're so drunk. It's really hard to police when people get boozy.
Yeah, and as soon as people get a few drinks in them, they're all bets are off.
Yeah, and you're chatty, you're friendly, you want to hug everyone, buy everyone a drink, text everyone, tell them how funny you are. Like it's it's challenging.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, I do the same. Then you read about the next day and you're like, wasn't funny.
Wasn't quite as funny.
Or worse, when you try to tell someone the story about something funny you did when you're drunk and you're like...
You get halfway through the story and realise,
I was an asshole.
That wasn't funny.
But keep going with the story. Once you've committed to it, keep going.
I know, you can't leave it off. You can't cut it off. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, we have to say a big thank you to our donors from last week. Beautiful Michael Prosser, Jamie Januris. I hope I got your name right, Jamie, and Rado, all the way from Europe. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's funny. I had a friend-iversary on Facebook with Michael Prosser today.
Oh, how long was it?
Oh, about 9.5 years. No, I think it was like 10 years, but I've known Michael's like since DCM for years. I was going to say Michael's one of those people who always gets me at my very best. My very best. Usually when I've fallen down the stairs at Palms, like, I don't know what
Those stairs are tricky.
They're tricky and heels about 12 doubles. But he always manages to catch me. Always manages to catch me. The roof is so low in there, it does freak me out a bit because I can get a bit rambunctious when I've had a shandy.
I love it when you're rambunctious. When the roof is low, it makes it hard to do a high leg kick as well.
Yeah, I actually, do you know what? I did kick through the roof in the toilets at Home nightclub one year when I was a little bit more nimble. I was going to say simple. Gary Leeson and Paul Dillon was sitting like on this, the girls' toilets in Home that had that big lounge. Yes. And I walked in and I always used to get in trouble for screaming. For those of you who don't know Gary Leeson, he was like the Mardi Gras Party producer for years, produced music for Danny Minogue, Harder. He liked me to be quiet when I was out, and you just don't tell me to be quiet. So I would always pretend I was going to be quiet and then scream in his ear, Larry Gleason! And I did that and then high kicked and kicked a hole in the roof. Like the roof fell down. That much roof, there was like plaster going everywhere. Everyone evacuated.
Oh my God. Oh, good times. I miss Queer Nation.
Like times in those toilets.
Me too. That was actually the first nightclub I came to when I moved to Sydney, or the first big party I ever went to, Queer Nation.
What was it? Was it Queer Nation? Okay, because I loved Hey Homo, which I think used to happen on, I want to say once a month on a Friday, and it was great because you could recover till Monday. I was doing 3FM at the time. They were the glory days of gaydom in Sydney.
It sounds like it was amazing right before I got here. I got here in 2003. The gay radio station was gone. Everything was shutting down. Disappointing.
Sorry. Well, you do tend to bring bad luck with you, Dan Murphy. That's not true. It's not true.
You're welcome. Oh, should we get started on today's show?
Yes, with all this research.
The first topic I have, we've got a lot to get through. The first topic I have here is celebrities in lockdown, namely friend of the show, Danny Minogue.
What's your thoughts on that?
I think that I don't understand why she's the only person that's been called out for not going into a hotel. And isn't it good that she's not wasting the government's money by going straight home and locking down there?
Well, yeah, and I think not the weird thing, I think people neglect to leave out the fact that she has had to pay for a security guard, she's had to pay for multiple medical testing, and she's not costing the government anything. And she did have a medical dispensation, and as you said, there are other people that have it as well. It's just tall puppy syndrome to poor friend.
Poor friend of the show, Danny Minogue. But then my friend was saying, do you think it's just publicity for The Masked Singer, which is about to start?
It's weird, isn't it? Because they keep on saying she's coming back to be part of a singing show, but they just don't say which singing show. But we all know what singing show.
I know, we do know.
I don't know if we discussed this when she was coming on the show. I don't think we discussed it with her, but I brought her on the flight from LA back to Sydney when she was doing The Masked Singer. And I knew she was doing it, but 2 and 2 didn't put together. And all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, you're doing The Masked Singer and you're working with Lindsay Lohan. She was like, yes. And I'm like, oh, I've had dinner at her house. Tell me about her. So I'd love to know what she would. Is Lindsay back? Well, I guess she can't be if it's American. Would she be? I don't think Lindsay Lohan would be able to do it, would she?
No, so she's not doing it this year. She's over in the Middle East somewhere. Like, maybe somebody in the comments will know exactly where she is. Yeah, she's over there. I think it's Dubai or somewhere over there. So she can't get back here to do the show, and they've got Ursula Carlson instead.
I don't know who that is.
She's the... She's that New Zealand stand-up comedian, lesbian. She's on Have You Been Paying Attention a lot, sometimes on The Project. She's really funny.
Okay. But what's the other one? The voice? Okay. I wanted to do some describing words about her, but I was like, no, Jamie, that's going to be wrong. And also the voice was changed to an all-Australian cast. I forgot who it was, the two people that were coming in.
The Voice. Oh, I don't watch it, so I don't even follow their gossip.
But
maybe somebody.
Two quite good hosts. Someone in the comments, yes. Sorry.
Two good hosts coming in. I assume it's the Veronicas.
No, I said two good hosts. Whatever happened to their TV show? They were great for publicity stunts, weren't they, Qantas?
Oh, yeah, they were having that reality TV show, weren't they? Was it called Untouched? Unwatched.
Well, I think it was. But I think they had like lots of fake arguments. Look, I mean, Veronicas are a bit blah, aren't they? Is that inappropriate to say? Like, they didn't really do anything apart from sing with Courtney Act. If that's your claim to fucking fame, I sang with Courtney Act.
Well, they're not friends of the show, and Courtney is a friend of the show.
Yes, so she is a claim to fame. We've ridden on her coattails plenty.
Happy to. Now, listen. With everything that's going on with Russia and China, how are you going with TikTok?
Oh, I think I'm 3 videos in. They're basic. I've just found, I don't know if I said it last week, I've basically just gone down the exact same path with TikTok when I have with all my social medias, and I'm just following hot musclist men. It's all I've followed. But there's one that really annoys the shit out of me. It's like, please don't be ugly, please don't be ugly, please don't be ugly. And then these guys like, and they're always fucking hot. I just want an ugly person to do it. You got to be pretty up yourself though to choose that one. Although they are, so it's fair.
So is it a meme? I've done a couple of little things on there. I find there's a lot to trawl through on TikTok. Like, there's a lot of not very funny stuff on there, but then there are some really good gems as well. Yeah, it's a bit inconsistent.
You've posted some of your videos. So I guess I guess you edit and you make your own video and then you post it and then everyone just nicks it, basically, which is the whole concept of TikTok. Isn't it? I don't really know.
Yeah, it's weird. And it's kind of like people use the same sound and share it around so that you can all make your own version of the same video.
Dancers. Oh, do I have a sweat mark? How embarrassing for winter.
Oh, wow. That's why I wear black.
I need to wear black for the thinning possibilities of it.
So in regards to TikTok and Russia and China, because apparently China owns it and they're mining our data, do you care about that kind of stuff or not?
I should, but I don't. I mean, I figure that with the amount of shit I put on Facebook, I don't have to worry about TikTok. It's all much of the muchness, though. But I guess we think that they're stealing your videos, but it's actually the data attached to your phone that potentially they're stealing.
Yeah.
No, so I'm not worried about it.
No, I don't think I am either, because I just feel like, oh, here we go, another app that's supposed to be stealing all our data. But I've got 7 other apps on there doing the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's bad. I think we've had the Cambridge Analytica discussion before. So you do get freaked out about the amount of stuff that's taken. But if Russia are trying to want my shit, I mean, Russia apparently broke into the Australian Defence Force system and is stealing our research on a COVID cure. So, I mean, if that's the sort of stuff they can nick, I'm sure that TikTok is, no concern for me.
I think we'll be okay. Well, from TikTok to Cameo, did you see Carol Baskin's Cameo this week?
Yes, I did. Poor Chook. I downloaded. Do you do Cameo? You were going to do cameos, weren't you?
Yeah, well, when we went into lockdown, I was like, oh, how can we make some money? I signed up to Cameo, and I think I'd sold 2.
What were you charging?
Like $9.
Okay. Oh, you should have sold more. I'll send you a message. It's weird, isn't it? Because you go from like the gamut of absolutely nobody that you know to who would we say is the most famous person on Cameo?
I
think you're probably like a real. Yeah, I was going to say you're at like Real Housewives level. That's where it stops. And weird, because I know Violet Chachki from Drag Race was doing it, and I think she was charging a little, and then she got like a shocking review, and then she was like, fuck this. So she was charging like $500 per cameo. But then she made
the way to do it. That's the way to do it, though, isn't it? Just charge a lot and then only do a couple.
Well, yeah, but would you? I mean, I can't actually think of anyone alive that I would pay $500 for a cameo from.
I'm sitting right here.
Well, I can get yours for $9, so I didn't put you in the mix. You know who does a lot? Vanity does a lot over here, and who else? There's actually I don't know if he's a controversial character, Jake Yonsei on online. He did a review of the drag queen ones the other day, and oh my god, got a couple of like people that went home first or second, and then paid them like $10, and their cameos were terrible. They were all drunk in them. Not there's anything wrong with that.
Oh wow! So I've watched a couple of his videos. He seems to be the Drag Race gossip guru. Can't stand him. Oh my god,
with a lot of time on his hands. Because he'll go and track an argument and then follow through the stream of the argument and go back to like 3 weeks before. Like he's got a lot of time on his hands. I know what's going on with this t-shirt. That's making me look unattractive, so I'm fixing it. There we go.
You look amazing. You look so good.
But back to Carol Baskin. So what she did Rolf Harris, wasn't it? Well, she didn't do Rolf Harris. He probably wasn't dear to her, but.
Yeah, it was. So somebody sent her a message, a cameo request to call out to Rolf Harris and all his great work with the kids and his best friend Jimmy Savile instead of Jimmy Savile. Wow. So obviously it's a bit on the nose. Do you think? I thought it was funny, but then I don't know. Is it funny? Is it funny to trick somebody like that?
Well, I don't think people have the issue. Well, I didn't have the issue with Carol being tricked. I guess the topic is sensitive, but I posted it on the Tration in Isolation page, and someone was like, "This is inappropriate. What if one of the victims saw it?" And I was like, "Well, who's this joke at? Is that the joke's at Carol Baskin's, and I mean, she is worthy of laughing at."
100%.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess this is the world we're living in now, that you have to look at what else contributes to the joke. That's why I love Ricky Gervais, because he just doesn't care. Gervaises.
Ricky Gervais's. There was I don't know if you saw it, about a year or two ago, Paris Hilton was pranked by some TV show. It was either in the Middle East or Europe, where they took her up in a plane for, I don't know if it was a parachute jump or something. So it was one of those morning radio stunts where they pretended the plane was going to crash, and they had filmed her, and they were holding her against the wall saying, we're going to crash, we're all going to die. And she's freaking out. And then they're like, just kidding. We're not dying. This is whatever radio station it was.
Devastated at that.
Uh-huh.
That's
and
not
she
even
is
funny.
No, and I don't know what happened afterwards, but it was really, really mean. But people are like, everyone's like, oh, it's Paris Hilton. Who cares? We'll make fun of her. Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? Because when I was on the flights, there are certain things that you could pick up a microphone and say at the time would send the plane into an absolute tailspin. And whilst every single one of them goes through my mind, you're just like, that's not appropriate to do. It's not appropriate to tell someone they're about to die and shove a camera in their face.
No, 100%. And I actually love Paris Hilton.
Every time I say her name, I just think of Sonic, with her and Nicole Richie. Remember
What's that?
The Simple Life, and they used to go and do like internships, and they worked at Sonic Burger, and they basically just stood out the front going, Sonic, and the lady goes, maybe you'd be better giving the kids a balloon rather than the bird.
Oh, I'm gonna have to track that down on YouTube.
Oh, it's heaven. They were nuts, but again, it's like reality television where, I hate like those reality shows where they're like, hey, let's look at Paris Hilton's net worth. And you just watch it like tick along the bottom. It's up to like 480 million. And you're like, fucking cunt. Oh, fucking asshole. Like, if they make me feel those photos and just rich people behaving bad. It's like when the Kardashians have a food fight and you're like, there's people starving, you dogs. Like, what are you doing mobbing? It's not even funny. And you don't clean
People are dying, Cam.
What about the more to the Kanye thing after we discussed it last week, that they come out now and said that they had employed a campaign manager and it was all going to go for 2024, and then he just got carried away and just launched it for this year, and now he's fucked the whole thing up.
Oh, so that was supposed to be for 2024. Is that what his campaign was?
Yeah. And then, whatever the episode was, whatever his episode he was having, he posted it, and apparently they're really, really angry at him. Really angry. Oh. You've ruined it, Kanye.
Well, he was saying his album was coming out in a week, and then now they're like, oh no, it's coming out in 5 months' time.
I bet he didn't take responsibility for that.
Yeah, that wasn't his fault.
Okay. Yeah, just weird shit, isn't there? Weird shit goes on.
It's so weird. Now listen, with Melbourne going into lockdown and Sydney potentially going into lockdown, would you be happy for masks to become compulsory to avoid a lockdown?
Oh, totally. I think it should be. Like, well, it's weird, isn't it? Because the World Health Organization has backflipped on mask, off mask, on mask, off mask. And now Melbourne, I think it's mandatory in Melbourne to wear a mask. I'd much rather, I do find it weird though, because you wear a mask to go out to dinner and then you take your mask off and put it on a table or what have you. But and there's a lot of research saying that the virus does stay airborne for a lot longer than they thought. So potentially, yeah, I'll do anything to avoid a lockdown.
Do you think we're going to get a lockdown?
I feel less. Last week I thought it was 100% sure, and then I don't think we've had wild cases this week. And Gladys has said that she does not, that it's not viable to lock down. So I don't know. I guess it's the next week, because Melbourne's waiting to see like how if their lockdown takes effect on the cases, but they've had record cases again. What about America is stopping officially reporting their case numbers? The case numbers are not going to the World Health Organization or anyone else. It's going to the Trump administration. Then they will release the numbers.
No.
Yes.
Did that just come out today? Oh my God.
It's been a couple of days, because they're saying that basically anyone that dies for any reason, that they're putting down COVID to make him look bad, because, you know, he does have a false narrative. So yeah, it's not going to be officially reported anymore.
Oh my God, I can't believe that. Well, actually, I can believe
You
it.
can. Well, you would have seen, speaking of like wearing masks, like those people just going wild in like in Starbucks or in Ralph's or the supermarkets, like not wearing masks, and then like really going people and acting like absolute dogs.
They're doing it in the UK now as well because they've asked them to wear masks there, and the Brexit people are saying, we shouldn't have to wear a mask. Mm-hmm. We shouldn't have to wear a mask.
They should. What they should do? They should turn America, or actually, you turn America into like. Well, you've got to work out what's bigger, but like send all of the Brexit people to America and then send all the nice, cool Americans to England, and that would just be easier. Just group the Americans together. We'll turn off Fox News.
Switch them over.
Yeah, get rid of them. Did you see? You know the So the initial, like the big Karen initially on mask was a woman in a Starbucks shop that the guy refused to serve her, and she went wild and videoed him, put it online, and then everyone turned on her and they started a GoFundMe to get money for him. And he got $100,000 US.
Oh my God.
And now she's trying to take claim of half of that money because without her being a dog, she wouldn't have got the money. He wouldn't have got the money.
Oh my God.
Kind of gay, though.
That's a very Karen thing to do, though.
Totally Karen. And John just posted, I don't know if you saw that online, about the kids in America. We're the kids in America. But because you can wear a mask, so they're getting like an old lady wig and then like one of those like latex masks. It's so gay.
Yes. So they can go and buy booze underage.
I mean, if you're going to take that much effort to do it, heaven. They even put like old lady contacts in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, I love that.
String links.
I love that. I've lost my place in our notes, darling. What's next?
I think we needed to quickly touch on Australian television and Big Brother.
Oh, yes. Have you been watching?
I watch it sporadically. That's a word I learned from Legally Blonde. But they've called out bullying, haven't they? They've called out bullying on it. They
have, yes. So Kieran, who is probably one of the most unlikable housemates in there because he's just got a lot of annoying tics and doesn't clean up after himself in the house.
He's only 21.
He was bullied. Yeah, he's a little bubba.
Right. Well,
and he's from Adelaide.
Oh, say no more. Say no more.
So what was the situation with the bullying?
Well, they said that the housemates all sort of ganged up against him and assigned him these extra tasks, but he's done nothing the whole time he's in there. Like, he didn't wash up, he doesn't clean up, and even when he got given the task, he's like, "Oh, I'm not in here to clean up." Right? Well, someone is. You fool. No, he's. I mean, is it bullying if you give him what he deserved? Bullying gets thrown around so loosely.
I know. I don't think it was bullying. I think it was a little bit, maybe a little bit mean, but he wasn't bullied.
He's bloody annoying, doll. Yeah.
He's always got his tongue hanging out.
Yeah, but I guess he did say, "Oh, if I leave stuff on the floor at home, my mum or dad pick it up, or they fold my clothes." I'm like, "Bitch, you need to get out. You need to get out." What other TV shows are you up to? What have you watched? You're doing a lot of online reviews, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I was like, I don't have much to post on Facebook anymore, except for what am I doing? Oh, I'm watching movies and TV shows, so I may as well write about it. Because, people are always writing on Facebook, "Oh, what should I watch? What's good on Netflix?" And I always feel like...
Attention-seeking post.
Yes!
Do you know what one of my favorites is? When you're in a restaurant and someone goes to the waitress, sorry, it's in the same sort of attention-seeking posts. I'm thinking about having the beef or the fish, which is good. Well, what do you fucking like? I do like an online suggestion, but as I said, I'm bad. Do you do that, Dan?
Sometimes when I'm at a restaurant and I can't decide, I'm like, which one should I have? What would you recommend, the beef or the chicken?
I've never fucking eaten either of them. The most expensive, that's what you recommend.
That's normally what happens.
I thought, well, if you ask for a bottle of water, or which wine's nice? Oh, the $95 a bottle one. Oh, the $60 one's not very nice? No.
No. It's disgusting.
You work on
Poison.
commission here, don't you? Don't you? Big mistake.
What have you been watching?
Oh, you know what? Schitt's Creek. I don't know if I was watching this last week. I've only just gotten into it.
Where are you up to?
I think I'm just at the end of season 3.
Oh, okay.
I like it because it's only like 20 minutes long, each one. So it's not a sit down and watch show because I bought my makeup inside. I have it on in the background now, and then I just watch little bits. I think the character David is heaven in it. I'm not such a fan of the mum.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's weird.
Oh, I love her. What do you like about her? She's weird.
No, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. But do you know what? Have you watched... We haven't talked about this, but have you watched, like, A Mighty Wind, Waiting for Guffman, Best in Show?
Yes.
You have seen Waiting for
love,
Guffman?
love. Yes.
See, because not many people have seen it. That is my all-time favourite of that. And it's very much those characters back in it again, which is kind of heaven.
Yeah, and it's because the mum and dad were both in that, weren't they?
Yes, and that was all a lot of non-scripted. Just they'd give them a concept and go for it. And I wonder how much of Schitt's Creek is not scripted.
Yeah, it feels like obviously the story is scripted for what's going to happen that day, but it feels like some of the lines might be made up on the spot.
Yeah, and maybe that's why I've tried to watch it a few times, and I found the first few episodes hard to get into. But it seems like now by season 3 they're really comfortable in the characters and it flows. Maybe that's why I didn't like it initially.
Yes, season 1's a bit uneven, and yeah, it's kind of finding its feet. But yeah, you're right. By season 2 and season 3, they've all settled in, and yeah, it's funny. I like it. It's a gentle show. You
asked me earlier, and I haven't watched it yet. Batchy in Paradise.
Yeah, so I watched the first episode. Look, there's one character on there that I love, and it's Party Brittany. She is, It doesn't matter when she's on camera, whether it's the one-on-one interviews, whether she's standing on a beach, whether it's the middle of the night, she's always talking like this. Let's get a conga line started. She's shouting the entire time. She's
As
so
quite
much
a
fun.
reserved, quiet person, I don't know how that is.
She's amazing. She's so much fun. But then the others are all, it seems very calculated this season. They're all saying that I haven't ever watched it before properly, but they all kind of, I feel like they might not be there for love and they might be there for Instagram followers.
Well, that's the thing with telly now, isn't it? And I know production came out and said that basically in the beginning, like they want them to hook up, but everyone just ends up rooting everyone. So it's like really hard.
Have you ever watched it before?
It's one of those like get home. When I was like doing the gigs back in the day, you'd pop it on late at night. It's in the same vein as like X on the Beach. It's a good perv. But there's no real substance to it. It's like our show, Dan. It's a good perv. There's no real substance to it.
Zero substance, very pervy. Speaking of pervy and speaking of TV, should we bring beautiful Perry Meek on all the way?
Yeah, how about I go read some comments? I'll see if we can answer our many questions.
Okay. We will. Welcome, Perry. How are you? Oh, darling, we can't hear you. Oh, I've muted your microphone. That's why. Here we go. Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me now, caller?
I can, caller. I can. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, living the dream, babes. Living the dream. The lockout dream. Lockdown dream.
Oh. Well, we're on lockdown again, thanks to a bunch of, cunts, everybody. Karens and Kens. Thanks to Karens and Kens.
So what's the rule over there now? What's happening?
Gyms have shut back down again. Hairstylists have shut back down again. Bars have shut back down again. Restaurants have shut back down again, except for takeout. So basically, we're back to square one,
Oh, my God. When did that change?
On the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, because people they're not listening. I mean, it's just, and and it's coming from the top. You got. It's literally a free for all over here now. And of course, now they're not giving the results of the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control. They've been cut out of it. So all the results go to the White House, so they fudge them all. And go, there's not that many cases. It's going down, it's going down. It's like people are dropping dead.
So that's the first I've heard of that today when Penny told me that earlier. And I'm just gobsmacked that they're allowed to do that.
Well, they do whatever they want now. Like, it's literally, it's a free-for-all. It's yeah.
So what happens when the hospitals start filling up even more than they already are?
Texas and I think Florida are back up at capacity.
God.
California is nearly there at capacity. So, it's, who knows? And, and everything's been cancelled. Halloween's been cancelled. The Rose Parade, which is in December, that's been cancelled. So, I mean, basically the rest of this year is a wash.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
So I thought California was quite a democratic state.
Well, no, it was doing well. And then, I don't know where the disconnect was, because we were doing well in the beginning. We had low numbers. And then sort of when they started lifting the restrictions a little bit, you give them an inch and they take a mile. People went out and just went berserk. And of course now, it's back up again.
Yeah.
So Texas, California, Florida, and Arizona is really bad.
Yeah, wow.
New York is all good. New York's, they're listening. They're like...
Okay. The other states you mentioned, are they quite Republican?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Florida was the one that was having beaches and everything. They're going, fuck you, we're doing what we want. And they still are. I mean,
Are they really? Oh,
yeah,
my God.
Yeah, they still
okay.
are. They're going to send the kids back to school. They're like, oh, no, the kids need to go back to school.
Yeah.
In 4 weeks. Yeah, it's just, God knows where it's all going to end. And they're filming the Real Housewives finale next week via Zoom.
Oh, it is via Zoom.
They're doing the Beverly Hills one via Zoom.
Let's bring me back.
So, have you heard of this scandal down there with Channel 7 and the Scientology interview?
No.
Well, apparently, if you go on Leah Remini's Facebook, not Facebook, Instagram, she's in this battle with Channel 7, because I guess what happened was that they had this whole expose interview on the Church of Scientology, and it was filmed, and I guess she was a part of it, or she did something with it, but it wasn't her interview. Well, then it was meant to air like last week or something, and all of a sudden it got nixed.
Oh.
Because, obviously they got in there and were like,
the Scientologists got in there.
So Leah's calling them out, and Leah's like, you need to release this footage, because it had apparently, allegedly, it had real dirt.
Oh, wow.
So she's on a crusade every day. Oh, yeah, she's literally naming names, Channel 7 and everything. So, so there's a bit of, bit of shadiness going on down there somewhere.
Oh, wow. Oh, I'm going to have to get onto her Instagram.
Yeah, she's fabulous. She's amazing.
I love her. I love how she's calling everybody out, and she doesn't care anymore.
Did you watch that series?
I watched little snippets of it, the clips that were on YouTube and Facebook and stuff.
It's mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing what they're getting away with. It's literally kind of like the Trump thing. It's like, how are you getting away with this in this day and age? Like, how? It's just so criminal and corrupt.
Yeah. Well, speaking of criminal and corrupt, should we talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Well, last night was a doozy, wasn't it?
It was. Let's bring back Penny. Penny, are you there? Are you ready?
My ears are ready. You said my show. I was disappointed again.
Well, no, next week's going to be the doozy. Next week's because, Messy Brandy gets so drunk. I love that.
Friend of the show.
The first thing they show when she walks in, she's like, I'm not drinking tonight. And then in the teaser, she's like, I want a thruple with you three.
Harry, we might let...
Oh, gone.
Oh, you've been censored. Okay.
We might let you... Sorry. Hi, I'm back. We might let you answer this question. Who was that Brandy arrived at the party with? Who was that?
Listen.
She was handsome.
You know, now being very politically correct nowadays, I don't know, but I will get to the bottom of it.
Please. There's a very unusual contouring going on there. Wasn't there?
And a very questionable hairline.
Yeah.
Very questionable, you know.
And a lot of that.
Doll-like texture of hair.
Wasn't there goddamn everyone? What about poor Adrienne Maloof?
I mean, you know. Oh, no, she had a
looked like someone's pumped her up.
And Kris Jenner looked like she just won lotto.
And also Dr. Paul Nazareth was there. Like, there was everyone. Jamie Juris just said that. It was everyone and their bloody...
You know who wasn't there? You know who wasn't there was, oh, God, the really drunk one. Poor thing. Taylor.
Oh, we've not really seen her for a long... With a big mouth. Isn't she Steve What's-His-Face's daughter? Or have I made that up? No, she's not.
Steve who?
You know the guy from Aerosmith? She had a really big mouth.
Oh, no. You're thinking of...
Steve Tyler.
Yeah.
No. You're thinking of the daughter. There is two daughters.
Okay. That's why I got
here's a true story. I was in the hotel. We were on tour and we were in New York and we were at the hotel and I got in. It was late at night. Like I think I'd just come home from the bar or whatever. I'd been out for drinks and the elevator started to close. I was the only one in there and the elevator started to close like this and somebody put their hand in to get. And it was this guy and he had this woman like literally like she couldn't stand up. She was like literally and he had her and I thought. Oh my God, is this like, you know, a bit dodgy? It was Taylor.
Oh.
It was poor Taylor. He was carrying her. And I said, is she okay? And he goes, oh, yeah. She's just, you know, had a bit to drink. And I thought, I bet, honey. She's drinking everything. And I thought, oh, God bless you, love. Yeah.
Oh, my God. She didn't try and climb into a suitcase again, did she?
Well, she couldn't even see straight, let alone climb in anywhere.
She should move to New York. She seems better suited to the Real Housewives of New York.
I mean, they're just like, you know, got like rock'em sock'em wreck'ems, those trollops.
That wasn't on this week, though, was it? I tried to find another episode.
No, they haven't had I think they're trying to eke out the episodes because, you know, they're running out of... but they're filming the finale of Beverly Hills next week.
I guess it's sort of got a little bit stagnant, but I think you're right. Next week's going to be wild. Yeah,
next week will be the real trouble where Brandy stirs the pot. But I have a funny feeling. Now I don't know. I have a funny feeling they're going to throw her all under the bus. They're going to throw her to the wall.
Throw Brandy.
Yeah.
They'll blame the whole thing.
And the maker. I think she's going to come out of it looking. I mean, not that she looks pristine anyway, but you know, looking really dirty.
You know what though? She's great television, and they've got to do something. They're going to have to bring back Camille because she's a troublemaker. Maybe Brandy for next season. Because
I love the way that Lisa Rinna called her out
straight away.
Camille, yes.
And then she's just like, "Bye, gotta go. Bye."
Yeah.
Bye.
I love Rinna in this season. She's really come into her own. And I love Eileen was back.
Eileen was back. Did you see the look on Eileen's face though when they were in the car and Lisa Rinna said, "Oh, Eileen, you've worked with Aaron." And Eileen,
I wonder how close.
She had a look on her face and it was like, "Oh, you want to say something so bad, but you can't," you know.
Oh, okay. With Aaron though, he's not an actor though, as well, is he?
No, I don't think.
Maybe she's been to his chiropractic office.
Maybe she's been, he's thrown rocks on her and, you know, gotten the bad energy out.
Gotten the crystal up her clack up.
Speaking of throwing rocks at people, could we just jump onto Canada's Drag Race for a minute? Why do most of them look like a sandstone complexion with foundation on? It is the worst television scene.
There's a lot right. The whole thing looks really cheap. Yeah. Like the whole thing, like from the production to it's just real. It looks like it was really thrown together. Like, and
we're doing a show in a lounge room with a ring light and my skin looks smooth, I haven't shaved since yesterday, then even like Brooklyn looks like a terracotta pot.
Well, they're not giving them the filter. You know, they're not giving them that, you know, gorgeous RuPaul filter because she probably took it with her when she pissed off into hibernation.
I was going to say that's why I think she didn't do the show because she was like, no way, bitch.
Well, I listened to Trinity, the podcast the other day, and Trinity said that because, you know, that was filmed last summer. That was filmed this time last year.
Oh, okay.
And apparently they wanted Ru to do it, and she didn't want to, or she had scheduling conflicts or something. But then that's why she didn't allow them. She didn't allow Brooklyn to do it on her own. She didn't want anybody to steal it. She wanted to divide it up. So, you know,
Okay.
I don't think Brooklyn could do it on her own. I don't think she's got the charisma.
Yeah, it's just, I didn't even watch this week's episode. I'm like, God bless you all.
I'm forcing myself to watch it despite really disliking it.
But you know, but the sad thing is, you know who's really sick, and you know, and it just came out today, is Chi-Chi DeVayne.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Really?
Yeah.
Corona sick?
No, she's not corona. She had, as he coughs, you know.
Sorry, that was a good timing.
Not sclerosis. That's when your bones. He's got
no, not psoriasis. That's itchy skin.
That's itchy skin. It's one of the S ones.
Symbiosis.
Sciatica.
No. Syphilis?
No, not cirrhosis.
I think it is cirrhosis. Kidney cirrhosis.
Oh.
Is it? Liver cirrhosis? One of those. Someone in the comments tell us.
The comments always know.
Bless her heart.
Oh, God, that's really bad.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Alita Morgan, thank you. Kidney failure. Holy moly. Okay.
We have to
That's
take me to
serious.
terms, Alita.
Well, she's had some disease in the past that the kid, like, this is exacerbating it.
Oh, okay.
So,
Poor thing. I hope
She's
she
only
pulls
young
through.
as well.
She's really young.
I mean,
Baby.
she's got that to deal with and also Canada's drag race. I mean, what's worse?
Well, you know.
Oh my God, speaking of dealing with stuff, did you see the Vixen came out and just wrote RuPaul off?
What did she say this time? I love the Vixen.
She basically said that RuPaul views things through the eyes of 40 white men and that she's racist, really went to town.
Well, so did Nina Bonina Brown. Because World of Wonder posted a thing of like black queens, like celebration of black queens, and they only included like BB and a few others. And so the ones that were left out, like Nina, Vixen, Trinity K. Bonet, they all got on the comments and started going off on the comments. And World of Wonder tried to backpedal and were like, oh, we have more videos coming.
Oh, next week. Next episode.
Next week's episode.
Part 2. Oh my God, I've missed all this gossip this week. I've been too busy watching Big Brother and Bachelor in Paradise.
That's what we're here for, Dan. To fill you in.
The final four now. Did you think?
Oh, yeah.
What did you think of last week with? See, I'm not, and Cracker's annoying me.
Same. Go home.
Yeah, and I definitely don't think she should have won last week.
No.
But that's what they say is that the winners are all picked from before the show even starts. You're going to win this time, you're going to win that, which is shit because you don't know how someone's going to perform on the show. So someone's doing terribly and you're like, well, you've got to win this week anyway, so we'll just make you win.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, it's all it's all
The story's planned.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know. But I think, I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but I think this week will be a bit of a shocker.
Okay.
Who really should go home this week? I mean, that would leave you, and then it should be Cracker and then whoever wins. But it never goes the way you want it to go.
No.
Which actually is what I find really interesting about Canada. It's the only thing I find interesting about Canada. And the same thing will happen here. Like you go, the top girls are in the bottom repetitively and are just getting shit on television. Like Tainomi, like, I think she's like, they say, oh, she's Canada's top drag queen. Well, she can't act, she can't sing, she can't put a runway look together. Yet you get jobs in every club. It's weird, isn't it? It's like the same people getting jobs and then they just don't translate to TV.
Yeah. And the Canada's Drag Race, the judging there is the most unpredictable of any of the series that I've ever seen.
Well, and I just wish they'd stop using the same lines. You
Totally.
know, like that Jeffrey Boyer Chapman is like giving the Rue lines, and it's like, just stop. Yeah, we've heard it all before.
And mannerisms.
Yeah, mannerisms. It's like, yeah.
He always delivers the lines like the cat that got the cream. You know when he does the double entendres? There's something about head or something. And he's always like, yeah. Whereas when RuPaul does it, she just kind of delivers it and she knows it's corny and
Let's go.
delivers it. But he's like,
Waiting for the
I'm just saying something rude.
He's hot though. I wouldn't say no.
Oh, he's very.
I would.
I think he's really cute. There's something very charming about him.
But I'm disliking him more and more as this season goes on.
Me too. I used to like him and now I don't.
And that
Same with Cracker.
The other supermodel. I can't understand what she says.
Oh, what's her name?
Her.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
Was she? Hang on, I'm confused. Was she? She was a supermodel, yes. Oh, well, sorry, she was a model.
Well, model. Let's not throw the word super around.
Yeah.
I think she was on Canada's Next Top Model.
Right. What position did she go home? Is where I want to know.
Well, exactly. We don't know. We never saw. Speaking of, did you hear down there that they booted all of the hosts for Dancing with the Stars that have been there for 15 years?
Oh,
In America?
Tom Bergeron, you know, the guy, he's been there for 15 seasons, and the girl who's been there for 7, they gave him the axe. They kicked him to the curb because...
Why?
Well... You know, because last year they had that awful Sean Spicer on, you know, that Republican. And Tom Bergeron was one of the ones that stood up and said, this is bullshit. Like, he shouldn't even be on here. And you're doing it for ratings. So they didn't like that. So they're like,
okay.
oh, well, we're just going in a different direction. But they've replaced him with Tyra.
Sean's... Oh, really?
So Tyra Sanchez.
Tyra Sanchez.
Tyra Banks?
Robin and I am wrong, honey. No, Tyra Banks is the new host of Dancing with the Stars.
What? Oh, okay, I'm with your host. I'm thinking Judge. Okay, well...
She's good TV.
Do you know who the...
She's good TV.
Who were the Voice Australia we were saying before has replaced the American judges? Do you know who it was that they've replaced it with? I didn't read the comments about that.
I heard, but I don't think it's true, Keith Urban.
Oh, it's Keith Urban, and I think it's Keith and Nicole, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, no, maybe, where was Keith and Kylie?
Well, I did read Kylie somewhere, but I highly doubt that. I mean, you know, unless she sneaks in and shacks up at Danny's house.
So I read that Kylie really didn't like doing The Voice because she was tied to whatever channel it is. Is it Channel 9?
Yeah, I think
so. She had an album coming out and she couldn't do interviews on any other channel at all. It all had to be Channel 9 and she was stuck there and then didn't really enjoy the process of the filming either. Don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard.
How many seasons did you do it down there?
1.
I guess so. There's limited gigs at the moment, so maybe people are just doing what they got to do. I'll look afterwards and post in the comments who's the host.
Well, maybe if they threw in some free pad thai, they could probably get
Pauline. Don't take Casey Donovan again. You got us in trouble last time he said that.
Oh, I'm hungry now with my little tie.
So who's the person that they got on The Masked Singer?
She's a New Zealand stand-up comedian. She is very, very funny, and she will know Australian and New Zealand celebrities, unlike Lindsay Lohan.
Well, honey, she wouldn't know what day of the week it was, let alone a celebrity.
So true. Poor Lindsay.
You know,
now, Dom in the comments.
Here's an alleged story. It's alleged, honey. I don't have to know. You know, don't come. But apparently, I know a manicurist who was doing her nails, like, you know how they get them called to the house or whatever, you know, before an event. And she did the thing and she was packing up. She'd done the thing. And so she was taking her stuff to the car or taking a suitcase out or whatever. And she came back and there was this big jar of Chanel cream. And she came back and the manicurist is like, Chanel cream's gone. Like somebody had five-fingered her.
Oh, I totally don't doubt it. Well, you know,
but you know,
if the Birkenstock fits.
Oh my God.
Yeah, apparently you can't leave your bags around with that one.
You know, I ended up there for dinner one night when she was on house arrest.
What?
Crazy.
How did that come about?
I don't know if you know crazy Nikki over there, but Nikki was allegedly life coaching her and she kept on saying to Lindsay, I can't come to your house. My friend's in town. And she thought she was making it up. So she's like, bring him down here. So I'm like, makes for a good story. So I went down there. It was like the goddamn Twilight Zone. Her sister was living there with her and they just argued and bickered and you could be saying anything. And if Lindsay spoke, kind of like me, you had to shut up. She's like, okay. And then the sister left. It was all an open plan house. She was living next door to the DJ girlfriend, Sam Ronson, I want to say.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
As the sister went down the stairs and then sort of cut under the lounge room, Lindsay goes, shh, wait till she goes. She'll hear you. We'd said nothing. And the sister's like, what did you say? She just
and you probably understand it.
Yeah, crazy. And then she woke up her personal assistant and said, drive him to the airport. I'm like, I'll get a taxi. She's like, no, you drive him to the airport. I'm paying her. And then we get in the car. The person's just like, she hasn't paid me in months. It was Looneyville. Looneyville.
I mean,
oh my God.
Yeah, you can't make that shit up, honey. I mean, that's a wackadoodle one.
And she cooked a stew that she'd used tomato sauce and barbecue sauce in. I'm eating, I'm like, this is probably the foulest thing I've ever had in my mouth. And I've had a lot of foul stuff in my mouth. But everyone's like, oh, Lindsay, oh, this is beautiful. It's so nice. I'm like, that's fucking shit.
You're like, I'm going to get socialism.
How many people were there in her house?
Probably like four people, and then her sister and the assistant. Nutty.
Okay.
It makes you go through. And she had that ankle bracelet on. When I was downstairs, I got changed into my uniform. I wanted to fucking take a picture of like the machine, but her whole house was covered in cameras, so it got busted.
Oh yeah.
Weird.
Oh my God, that was peak Lindsay time back then as well, when she was going up with Samantha, whatever his name was.
They rang me on the phone and asked if I could put her on the PA on the plane so she could welcome everyone on board. And I'm like, no fucking way. So I pretended we had a medical.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So hard.
Oh,
I mean,
poor Lindsay living it up in Dubai.
And the mother's engaged to somebody she's never even met in real life.
Oh, fancy. That family's full of great decisions.
Is the father in prison or out of prison? I mean, it's just a real winner chicken dinner.
Yeah. The father is actually living with Britney Spears' dad, who has allegedly got Britney like cooped up and won't let her do anything.
Oh, have you seen that? I don't usually get off on conspiracy theories, but this newer one, I'm not, so sure it's so far-fetched.
Well, she can't do anything, can she? Like, there's like a contract that says she basically can't get on internet, can't do anything without supervision.
Well, no, she can get on the Instagram, but that's why people have been saying, okay, if you need help, wear yellow in your next video. And so then she'll wear yellow, and she'll be like, and people will be like, if you're in trouble, go outside and film your next video. And then she'll be in the backyard filming it. So
okay, so she's in trouble, bitch.
Listen, just somebody send help. So then they did a big announcement this week going, no, it's all a conspiracy theory. Don't read into it. But I think, poor thing. I think, I really feel sorry for that one.
She's strange. She was on a flight as well. And they had like in a curtained off area and she had like a guard with her, two security guards. But the minute they fell asleep, she was on the call bell every 2 minutes. And she's scared of airplane toilets. So she wouldn't push the toilet to flush it. But she was having like Coke and all this stuff to drink the whole time, but she's scared that she'll get sucked out the toilet. So she'd come out and call you to flush the toilet.
I've done a lady tinkle. Can you flush it?
Really, yeah. No, she's very like that. People can't get to her. Like nobody can.
Uh-huh.
She's very well guarded. They're not going to let anybody get in there.
Yeah, it's concerning, isn't it?
And you
I mean, there's
heard
other
about
things to be
Lisa
concerned about
Marie's-
as
you
well.
heard
But...
about Lisa Marie's son committing suicide.
Oh, I didn't know.
When did that happen?
It's on the weekend.
Where have you been this week, Dan?
You know, I've been under a rock.
Watching Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah.
Poor thing. I mean, that's, yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that. No. Oh, God. Mm.
You know, they were another one that, you know, I think they escaped, the Scientologists, but, you know.
Oh.
And did they say he's joined like the 27 Club, which I think is Keith Cobain, River Phoenix, like all famous people that have died at 27?
Amy Winehouse. Yeah.
I made it to the 27 Club. I'm going to join the 47 Club.
Well,
Me too.
but I mean, yeah. I mean, God, you know, and he looked like Elvis too.
He really, really did. I think he'd done some records as well, but looking at his picture, but so does Lisa Marie. Like it's like Elvis.
Oh yeah, spitting image. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did an event with her last year, and it's sort of startling to see, you know, you kind of like, I had to try not to stare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like.
She seems like a professional, though.
Have they started filming the Real Housewives of Melbourne yet?
I think they did. Did I say it got put off to next year, didn't it?
Oh.
They literally just started, like maybe a week's worth of filming, and then Corona hit.
Because it's in the promo.
Oh, it is?
We've got a promo for it, and I think there's 2 new housewives, isn't there?
Yes. I think almost everybody has come back. I think they got rid of Petty Fleur. Does that sound right?
I don't think she was in the second season, was it? I thought she missed one, the most recent. Oh, actually, I don't know. She annoyed the shit out of me.
Oh my God! You know who was on? The other day I was scrolling through. I was scrolling through Instagram, and I was popped on Kelly Osbourne, and she had this video on, and she was promoting she was doing a live DJ thing or a live chat, and she goes, and here's my best friend who's going to appear, and this girl was common as fucking dirt, and it was Sophie Monk.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, my God, no, honey, I literally was like eating something and I had my mouth open. I'm like, she can't be serious. Like, this girl is rough as guts.
Where was this filmed in America?
No, she was doing a Zoom thing.
How weird that
That's what I thought. How weird that they would be friends. I thought, and Sophie was promoting it, and she was like chewing something, and there's food in her mouth, and she's talking like this, and I thought, you're just how very common.
I kind of love her though. She wasn't my favorite young diva. Was she a young diva? No, she was pop star. Sorry, wrong.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of her. I saw a picture of her last year. They put it on, thing, and it was at the Logies or the Arias or something. And she had these shoes on, and her feet looked. First of all, they looked like she could sweep down and pluck dinner out of the river with them. But she was wearing a sling back, or she was wearing a backless shoe, and she had these crusty, dirty heels. And it was right there in the thing, and I thought, oh, honey. I thought, who dressed you tonight, first of all, and who let you go out with those feet looking like, they could fucking a cheese grater.
Well, that happened to Delta Goodrem on The Voice here, didn't it? It's always funny. In porn, I always get turned off if they've got really, really dirty feet.
Oh, no, I hate feet. I have a thing about feet, honey.
That's because you're a dancer. So do I. I'm disgusted by feet.
And if people touch them, or tickle them or whatever, forget it. It's a punch in the face,
I was having relations with someone once, and he grabbed my foot and went to suck my child. I'm like, have you seen my feet? I've done drag for 20 years.
No. Yeah, no. I was just,
Get off it.
That's all.
Get off.
You have to please pick up your fruit cup on the way out, and let me get your coat for you. Here's a cookie. Thanks for coming over. No, honey. But but this Sophie Monk, I just thought, oh, how trashy.
Yeah,
I don't mind her.
Sorry, Perry.
But
2 against 1.
she is getting very rough. It seems like she's getting rougher or speaking more and more roughly as the years go on.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe that's her character, though.
Maybe.
Makes her stand out.
No, honey, it worked for Jeannie Little. It's not working for you.
Fair comment.
At least Jeannie Little had style.
That's true. Oh!
Perry got a phone call.
Perry got a phone call. We have to ask about Vanderpump Dogs whenever he comes back.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. He's taking that phone. There he is.
Tell us about Vanderpump Dogs. Did you go and visit them?
Yeah, so I went and visited them, and so I was like, so of course they have it's not fully open. The door's open, but you sort of have to go through a little. I think they can only have like one person in at a time.
Right.
But I literally walked in there and there's nobody in there. And the dogs started yapping. So then this guy comes out the back and he's like, hello. And I'm like, hi. And then this girl slunk down the stairs. I don't know who she was. And she had a mask on. She's like, she couldn't have been more disinterested. She goes, may I help you? And I was like, oh. And I said, do you have any Frenchies? And she goes, no. She's like, no.
Free cheese? No.
And then she walked off. She walked off and started talking to the guy. And she goes, let's go clean this up over here. And I was just like, are you dismissing me?
I think they're all volunteers though, Perry, because when we used to fly, there was a girl that used to go up and work at the shop for like 6 hours each day, but no pay. So I think it's all volunteers to maybe have Madame Vanderpump come down and bestow her presence.
And berate you, yeah, probably. But then when I was going out, they had a big camera from the ABC News, and they were filming. And I wanted to go up to the guy and go, "Oh, what's going on? Has Lucy Apple Juicy been found?"
That kind of scoop. Well, because there was meant to be Vanderpump Dogs, wasn't there? So I reckon they're going to have to get rid of Vanderpump Rules, or they're going to have to add in the dogs because half the cast has been fired. So.
Well, yeah, but they could just put some of the dogs up as casts.
Well,
and then also when I walked in, I didn't ask the girl because she literally couldn't give me the time of day. She wouldn't piss on you if you're on fire. But I wanted to. There was all of these rules. Like I don't think you can just go. Like they literally. And I didn't sign it, but they had a whole iPad thing there, and they had all of these rules of like, you have to sign this iPad, you have to sign this release, you have to sign. There was all these rules and that, and I didn't do it. And I think that's why they were just like, well, what do you want? But I think it's like not easy to adopt a dog from them. Like you just can't go in and go, oh, let me have a dog.
Yeah.
Well, she wants to be able to hold something over you, doesn't she? So she can come back and get your legs.
Yeah, Dorit fucked it up for everybody.
Thanks, Dorit, you bitch. I like Dorit now.
Yeah, I know, I do too. I like her, Except the husband's still smarmy.
Totally.
How much work has he had done though?
Well, I know he got up to talk last night when he was saying when he was talking to Aaron.
I know he was trying to
pig. Oh. P.S. Where's Boy George? Where's Boy George? We haven't heard George mentioned once.
I know we haven't.
Not mentioned at all.
There's a friendship.
But yeah, what's Denise's boyfriend's name again?
Hot. It's Aaron, isn't it? Didn't you just say?
Is it Aaron?
Yeah.
Aaron. He's like a robot. He's like a robot with the batteries that have run out because every time someone says something to him, you can see him go, okay, now I'll respond.
Yeah, he's little. But you know what's really sad? What's her name had her baby, and it's poor little thing's got to have surgery.
Teddy.
Yeah, it's got it's got to have neurosurgery.
Yeah. It was something about how the skull is kind of disconnected when you're a baby when it's born, and something's happened where it hasn't joined up properly.
Fused to the back or something. So she has it in 2 weeks on July the 30th. So,
wow.
And of course, COVID, they're only allowing her to go and not the husband. So it's poor thing.
Okay. Oh God.
That's a downer for the end of the conversation, isn't it?
Anyway,
bring a bit of sunshine into your day,
Aren't you having hot waves over there?
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's hot, but it's not, walk out on the street naked hot.
Oh, well, there was that man walking down the street with his dick and balls inside a mask. Did you see that? Nothing else.
Where was that?
I'll send you the picture, Perry. You'll want to see it on your own.
No,
it's
they're
probably sad.
all I see now is them beating each other down in supermarkets over here for not wearing a mask.
Ridiculous.
Oh, they've got some. Every day is a brawl. But honey, let me tell you, honey, if you send me the link next week and I don't answer, and I mean, you'll know that I've gone to prison, honey, or that I'm in the pokey. Because listen, if I go into one of these stores and one of these bitches start, honey,
I'd love to see it.
We'll be the main event.
Please video it.
Oh,
If you need help next week, Perry, you wear a yellow T-shirt, all right?
I'll tug on my ear and go. Oh.
Well, on that note, shall we sign off?
All right,
Yeah.
kids. Well, have a good week. Stay safe, and
Totally.
don't spit on anybody.
Oh,
Thank you.
most
You too. Wear a mask, save a life.
Bye.
We love you. Bye, Perry.
Bye.
Oh, well, darling, is there anything else to chat about before we sign off for the day?
Have you got a Dan's diorama?
I do. Dan's diorama today is live, laugh, love. And that's it.
Dan, my platform is something I'm going to follow myself. If you hate someone or something, don't watch it. Or them. Sorry, Canada's Drag Race, I'm done.
But that's it. Snip, snip, snip. No more Canada's Drag Race.
I think I'm done. But if you do want to tune into some amazing shows with really talented and glamorous drag queens that don't look like they've shaved with a grater, Varushka is on tonight with Let's Talk About Sex. Lisa Mann is back with Drinking in Wigs. I think Lexi Gaga has her Christmas special this weekend. Is there anyone we've missed out on, Dan?
I think Jemima is back online. All our Melbourne queens who are under lockdown have had to get back online, unfortunately. Well, fortunately for us, because we get to see the entertainment. And then DJ Dom D'Souza, friend of the show, is DJing live this weekend as well.
Fab. Actually, Jemima did a makeup challenge last week and I suddenly transitioned into using her brow blocking technique and my life has changed.
Oh, really? What's the brow blocking?
Oh, it's Prozac. It's a plastic glue, which I looked at on, that's too technical for me, but it's actually really good. So, I might just go and block my eyebrows down for fun, like I used to do 25 years ago when I was practicing makeup. Shouldn't have stopped.
Well, I might do that this weekend as well while I watch Bachelor in Paradise.
Maybe I'll tune into that.
All right. I think that's it. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. We'll just keep ringing each other afterwards and continue on.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for our lovely PayPal donations. I think I saw one come through from Andrew Gibbons while we were, I was going to say on the phone, on the line. Thank you very much. There's a little link on our Facebook if you want to donate. Amazing. If you don't want to, that is so fine. We'll still be here chatting away.
We won't hunt you down. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for coming last night. It was so nice to see you in real IRL, in real life.
It was so much fun. Thank you, buddy. We'll see you next week.
Good night, Australia.
Good night, Australia.